What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2025. This is episode number 21, and in this episode, we're going to be doing a little bit of combat. I would like to go and take out the lookout tower or the military installation using the Falcon in this episode, and I think that's going to be a fun little mission. I know we already have a base that we need to deconstruct over there, so maybe after we do that, we will take the wildebeest armed with a couple of grinders, as well as the kangaroo for carving materials. And we'll go over there and grind everything down in one fell swoop. So yeah, in this episode, I'd like to do those things. But first, I want to go down here and see if we can maybe get a buzz out here. I'm still not sure why our buzz got deleted from last episode, but I wonder if this thing is fixed enough now that I can grab my money and I can go in here and make another buzz. So let's go down here. Let's say we would like to make a repair. We'd like to do a drone bot. We'd like to be called Buzz with 3 Z's. I want it to be a nice yellow color, and let's go ahead and build that. Okay, perfect. We now have a Buzz. So Buzz will never be replaced, but Buzz can hopefully do a couple things for us. So there's Buzz. We're gonna get another Buzz as well, because we do have, actually we might get a couple of them. Let me grab a couple more money. Another 20,000, because each one requires 10,000. So that's one of them. And I know we have another, I think another 3 repair bot materials in here. So let's make a couple more Buzzes. So this one's gonna be Buzz, and it's gonna also be a drone bot that repairs. Let's go ahead and build it up, and we're gonna create one more Buzz, one final Buzz, and it'll have, I don't know, maybe these dark orange colors a little bit. I'm trying to give each of them a slightly different color so that we can actually keep track of which one is which. So let's go ahead and build this one, and finally we will build a, I guess we'll build a default to guard over them. We're gonna call this Buzz Guard, or we're gonna call this one's gonna be Zub. And Zub is gonna watch over the Buzzes. So let's go ahead and build Zub. There we go. Oh no, apparently Zub is also one of them. Okay, I thought that would maybe be like a robot or something because I went with the default one, but I guess default is also that. So now we have 4 Buzzes, or rather 3 Buzzes and a Zub. So, so yeah, they should hopefully, you know, run around and repair our base and stuff like that. Actually, can I see them in the list if I go over here? Let's check. Robo Factory all the way down to the bottom. There we go. We got, wait, hang on. We have another one. Buzz is back. Wait, what? Is Buzz actually back? Because we only created 4 here. Where's Buzz? There's Buzz. Wait, there's Buzz. Is that the original Buzz? I'll be able to tell if we go over there and it has a level 2 welder, because we gave Buzz a level 2 welder. Are you the original Buzz? And if you are, what happened? Yeah, that's the original Buzz. He came back. I don't know where he was or what he was doing or why he didn't show up in the list until we built another Buzz, but wow, this is a good day. We got Buzz back. We got Buzz back. He's got 3 more companions and then a Zub that can help around the house. Very nice. All right, I'm glad today. I'm glad we got Buzz back. To celebrate that, let's do a little bit of combat. Actually, I guess I should probably wait for the sun to come up before we do combat. Is there anything else I want to do around the base before that happens? Because the sun is starting to come up, but we need to wait a little bit. Otherwise, it's still going to be dark. Oh, shoot. We've got a Reaver up there 3.74 kilometers away. I don't know, 3.75? It might not have discovered us. Okay, well, I guess we're going out. The missiles, I don't know if they have the ability to fire on their own. So I'm just going to sit down here and watch this and see if it lets us fire. So let's go from camera to turret. So let's swap this. Is this the swap one? Yeah, we're gonna go to turret. Hopefully it discovers that. The only problem is that I won't actually be able to see the fight from down here. So let me go up here real quick. I wanna actually watch this Reaver come a little closer. Now it should be destroyed by just these things up there. It's very dark, it's very hard to see because I don't have any lights over there, but it should be destroyed by just our weapons on there or the weapons on the Kangaroo. The Falcon is something that we'll go to if it doesn't happen to get destroyed by this stuff. But I'm gonna stay around here just because I wanna be able to launch these missiles if possible. We have these missiles right here. I wanna see if they actually work. So let's let it get a little bit closer. I'm a little bit worried. In fact, it'd be very nice if I put a couple of spotlights on here, I think. Got the sun coming up as this Reaver comes in. What is a Reaver interloper anyway? Like, it's coming closer, but it's coming in so slowly. Oh, okay, I think we might have a lock now. Let me come down here to see if this thing has locked. No target. Okay, it still has no target, but can I switch to something else? That's beam ride. Can I switch to camera? Maybe camera has a target? It's kind of down there. Let's switch back to turret. Maybe when it gets within 800, the turret will have a lock. Lock? No, no lock. Maybe if I switch the camera? Oh gosh, what have we done? Oh, the game's frozen. I think we messed up. No, the game crashed. No, our first Reaver in the game crashes mid-fight. That is unfortunate. As the game loads back up, it looked like it loaded about where the buzzes were, so we might not get the Reavers, or the Reaver rather, the single Reaver attacking, which is unfortunate, but it's possible it might attack again. I don't know. Let me see if the buzzes got created as well. We'll go back down here, select our helpers. None, but are they actually... Let me see, have we used any of these yet? Yeah, we've used all of them. And I think we used all of our money too. So I think the buzzes are hopefully out there. All right, it's entirely possible all of our buzzes got deleted again. I don't know how this mod works. It seemed like our buzzes were there, but then the game restarted and now our buzzes aren't here. And I don't know where they are. I also don't have a Reaver on the map, unfortunately. Oh no, we have a buzz down there. Okay, so our buzzes are, yeah, an original buzz is back too. Okay, so buzz is to be found. Does it appear in the list? Yeah, and they appear in the list as well. Okay, so buzzes are not lost. That's good. And then we'll see if the Reaver attacks. It might. He's very confused about the map thing. There's unfortunately not much that I can do about that. You're kind of gonna have to find your way. I will maybe, I'll maybe respawn you at some point, but I want to check this because I still don't really understand how this is supposed to work. So if we're on turret, in theory, it should track with a turret, like some sort of turret. So maybe the custom turret controller thing is not what we want then. Maybe we want like a legitimate turret to be marking it. Like maybe I'll use our artillery cannon because in theory it has a really, really far range. So let's go into this one. We'll call this, oh, that's an assault cannon turret. Let's turn this into an artillery turret. Why not? Because we wanted to have one here anyway, right? And we should have a little bit of uranium now where we can build that stuff. Inventory so let's swap this out. All right, it's dropped a little bit of ammo, which I'll go ahead and grab and toss back in here. So an artillery turret is going to require, it's quite a large turret. It's going to require a couple of things. So let's put it right there. We're gonna go ahead and make sure that it's in our build planner one time and then build it up from here. There we go. That should be everything that we need for that. And then I don't think we have any artillery turrets shells, but we'll go into here and try and add some. So let's go into our production and try and add a couple of artillery shells. I think probably 20, 30, maybe 30. Because it's gonna require, that's only gonna require, you know what? Let's add more then. Let's add 100. That's gonna require 10 uranium ingots, and we bought 15, so we're good on that. It's gonna require the iron, the nickel, the magnesium, so we're gonna need to go and grab that stuff as well. Unfortunately, the Reaver has not respawned. It might still spawn at some point in the future, but it unfortunately has not now. So let's go into here, control panel. We're gonna call this base artillery turret. We're also gonna call it lamp ref, so it's base artillery turret lamp reference. So we're gonna use that one as our reference, and hopefully it'll actually be able to fire at a higher radius. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. Actually, hang on, let's go into here. So all of our lamp live stuff, lamp live camera, lamp live antenna, and our lamp reference, we're actually gonna, we're gonna turn off the CTC rotor, and we're gonna turn off the custom turret controller. So we only have the LCD, the programmable block, sound block. We might not even need the programmable block, to be honest. I'll still call it that. And we'll call this fire control live. So then hopefully now, if we get a Reaver that spawns, we should be able to use that turret, which is our longest range turret. We should be able to use it to lock our missiles as it gets a little bit closer. Is that a Reaver? No, that's an Ember transport courier. Dang, okay. Well, that kind of sucks, but we did get our first Reaver attack briefly, so that was interesting. What I think I want to do is, let's, off the side of this maybe? I don't know, off the front of this. How many blocks is this across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right here, oh man. Okay, that's one of our buzzes lighting something up. But right there, we're gonna do something like this. So let's place some blocks in right there. What I'm trying to do is make like a little platform, and on that platform, I'm gonna put a lamp. So not a lamp as in like a missile projection thing, but more of a lamp that's going to lock onto Reavers and stuff, and it's gonna be able to show me where they are and light them up the entire fight. All right, right there is where I'm gonna do it. So let's go ahead and get a, what do they call them? I don't think they're called, oh, spotlight is what they are. No, not even spotlight. They're, what, searchlights? Searchlights, that's what they are. Okay, so let's get a searchlight right here. Let's go ahead and right click it so we can grab all of its materials. And we have a searchlight. Now what I really need is like a high powered searchlight, but there's gonna be our searchlight for the base. Let's go to our control panel. And then for our searchlight, we're gonna give it the max radius right there. And we want it to target large ships, small ships, characters is fine. Pretty much anything that has a weapon and is deadly, we'll have it target. And I'm gonna give this a nice, kind of a reddish tinge. Radius max, intensity, you know, pretty maxed out as well. Just for OSHA compliance reasons, I'm gonna go in here and put in a railing as well, I think. All right, there we go. I actually kind of like that. That's pretty nice. Okay, we still need to kill some time before the sun comes up, so let's go ahead and weld a couple of these. We have so many ember things flying around. Ooh, man, the world is starting to get like a green haze. That's really cool. I might eventually remove this tower, because it is kind of in the way of the bridge a little bit. So extending on that side maybe would make a little bit more sense. Likewise, it would probably make sense to work on uranium. When do you guys think we should go into space? We could go into space, you know, relatively soon and get a lot of uranium. Then that would kind of solve our power problem for a bit. Just having that stuff to work with. Likewise, we could set up some sort of power base over there in the ice and then have it kind of mine ice automatically and then turn that into power using hydrogen engines. What I really need to do as well is get the weld beast over here to weld up some of this wall. Granted, the wall hasn't even really been used yet, minus the alternate reality that was that one Reaver attack, but still, having it welded up would be nice for aesthetics, and we could also get some lights in there to actually make it visible. Oh man, the inside of this base looks so good. This is what we did last episode, and I really like the look of it. Having this scaffolding up top and having the railing right there, and then even the windows over there. I just really like the look of this underground section now. I think we did a lot of good work last episode on the aesthetics of the base. It could still use a little bit more. We do need to do an episode where we build up the elevator, and I had thought about doing that last episode, but we ran out of time, unfortunately. So maybe next episode we'll do the elevator and maybe some more aesthetic stuff right there. In fact, I think we could do a little bit more work on the printer also. Having that connect to the inside of the base would be nice. In fact, where's the bottom of our printer? So this was where we had our floor being built out. So we could potentially, it wouldn't be a bad idea, connect this. Where's the center? Right there? We could connect this to our base. Let's right click mine into our base and see what we can come up with here. Hey, there we go. Hey, that's not that bad actually. Where does this end up? It ends up right here, like is that one block above everything else? Right there, basically. So that does kind of connect to the rest of the base a little bit. I can mine out a little bit of this and maybe kind of form a block right there and then one right there. And that's not that bad. We could find a better way to meet up with this, but that puts us basically right here at the printer. And I could even go down one more if I wanted to right here so it matches up with that. And that might not be a bad idea. So that we would have our ships get printed up there and then we'd have the walkway down here. So we'll have to think about that. Actually, what I might do then, if I want to maybe think about that, is remove this block. Because otherwise the buzzes are going to go start putting it in. And I don't think this is what I want to do anymore. I think I'd rather go down one more block. So what I'll do for now is just put those in right there, and if the buzzes go and weld them up, then that is a-okay. I'll keep that in right there, because I don't mind having the wall a little bit higher. If we need to remove that, we will. Okay, the sun is, you know, coming out a pretty decent amount. It's actually not even above the horizon quite yet, but... All right, there should be the connection to the base through this little tunnel right here, and we'll eventually build up this stuff. Once the buzzes decide they can get down here. I don't even know if they will be able to with their pathing. They might actually get stuck on all this stuff. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard, but the buzzes spawn up there. There's one of them flying around. They should be able to just come down here and weld this stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it is possible or not for them. All right, there we go. There's a nice little floor reaching into our printer room that I think is gonna look quite nice. I'm gonna put a door on here too, if we want to, just to kind of block this room out. Now, a lot of this might actually get removed because we plan to have another set of printers on the other side of this, and that's probably gonna go, let's see, how far did you guys go? You're fully extended over here, I'm pretty sure, right? Are you fully extended? Yeah, 10 meters. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's gonna weld that up, that's fine. So 8 blocks, and then 1 for the thing right there. So if that's the case, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So that would be the wall right there. So if you can imagine, this room is gonna go all the way to this wall, basically. I'm just putting that there so that we know kind of how far this is gonna go, which means it's gonna be a very large printer. I need to go fill up my energy here real quick. The sun is coming up though. We should have the sun any second now coming over this mountain, and we'll be able to start our main adventure for today, which is going to be attacking the military installation over there. That's going to be a battle, by the way, attacking the military installation, because those things do have assault cannons and a couple of proper weapons as well. Let's go in here. Let's grab another 2 of these, and let's go ahead and deposit those. Let's go ahead and connect this to there as well, so that we can see where this is going to be connected. And from this, I should be able to actually remove this, turn this into a 3-way one, because this is where we're going to want to come down here. So let's go 3-way right there. Go ahead and right-click that and try and get a couple blocks for that. There we go. There's our 3-way block right there, and we're going to go down from here with normal blocks. So just these guys. I'm going to go down on this side, and let's remove these and turn them into normal blocks. So how far do I want to go down is the question. I want to go down 1, 2, 3, and then all ways. So 1, 2, 3 this way, and then all the way right there. Of course, don't have the blocks for that, but I'm gonna go ahead and put whatever I can in here, then right-click each of them, and go and grab the components. I should be able to grab them from here, actually. Let's grab those components from there. Oh, we can't draw a bunch of, or we can't get a bunch of construction components and stuff. We might be out of iron. That might be the case. Okay, there's everything that we can get. We at least have those planned at this point. Then from there, we're gonna go out, straight down, and always. All right, and I don't think I need these anymore now that I know kind of where we're gonna be putting things. So that right there is gonna be the wall that goes on the other side of this. Okay, I think we're just gonna leave things right there. Let's go and grab, before we do anything, let me real quick check how our refineries are doing and our ingots. So ingots, first of all, we are completely out of iron. What about ores? We do have a bunch of iron that we can be doing, so let's go into our refinery. Let's throw that in there first, then we'll throw a bunch of iron in there. We'll throw iron in there, and we'll throw iron in here, so these all get processed. And then after that, I'd love you to process our platinum. Why not? And then you're processing cobalt. I'd rather you process magnesium. And you're still processing nickel. I'm fine with that. Okay, we are gonna need more iron, but for now, we should be able to survive. Did I say survive? I'd rather go and get more iron. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll press number 9 here. We're gonna set off to grab a little bit of iron down here in our little iron mine. Can I see? That's the real question. There we go, there's our iron mine. Let's get in here and get what iron is left. There's not all that much iron left in here. Although I say that, and that full wall has iron, so let's get everything we can. We got a little bit of nickel there, but I'm not interested in nickel right now. Our base is basically full of nickel. We built our base on a nickel deposit, so let's just grab this iron. All right, we're getting into the red there, and that's about as much iron as I'm comfortable getting. So let's head back to our base with probably like 300,000 iron to our name. That's good. Okay, I think it should be out this way. Yeah, we got to be careful of those side thrusters because they don't like to keep our ship afloat when we have this much weight on us. So let's head back, and this is good. We're gonna need to get a lot more iron, I'm sure, in the future, but for now, at least, that's gonna be enough. I've thought about maybe doing some sort of like vehicle that I could, like a drilling vehicle that you basically take somewhere with a ship, you place it down, and it drills for you for, I don't know, a little while. And then later you come back and you pick it up and it's got all the iron or whatever, or it's been drilling. I think that'd be a kind of a cool idea. One other thing I've noticed as well is that I'm very, the refineries are very slow. All the refineries we have are working very slowly. So I could add speed modules to them, but I really like having the 4 yield modules. So I wonder if maybe it's a better idea to like double our refineries. Not right now, probably, because we have other things we want to do in this episode, but, you know, down here, we've got 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. We have 1, 2, 3, and then the 4, 5, 6 up there, but we could always extend that way, or we could utilize this underground area that we have now to extend it further as well. Because now that we're kind of underground, we can pretty much go any direction. Actually, we're not even really that underground, because if we go this far, we're out of the mountain. So, I don't know. Maybe we want to go a little bit lower, even. Dare I say that? Before we build the elevator, perhaps next episode, dare I say we want to go lower? Ideally, what I would want to do is go as low as this iron mine is, because if we go this low, at this point you could drive a car out, and it's not really much of a climb. So if I were to do that, let me go grab the Weevil real quick. It's been a little while since we've used the Weevil, but the Weevil's perfect for this job. If I do that, I have to turn my battery on, of course. Let's see what that would look like. If I did that, and I'm not saying I'm gonna, but I'm saying if I did, what would that look like? Okay, so we would want to go straight, basically like this. We'd want to aim toward the base and right click, and we're going to try and hold that horizon line until we're directly under the base. And we're going to see kind of where that puts us in terms of our a very vertical base, if I'm being honest. So let's go straight here, and let's keep mining for a little bit longer. I think this is going to be pretty cool. And then at this point, if we go any further underground, then we're like underground. At the current moment, it seems like anything that we have can technically get... Oh, hey, we've got some cobalt. I'm just going to go right through it, because I don't care. We have a lot of cobalt already. Anything we have currently can technically get destroyed by a Reaver if it rams into our base. I guess I can look at the green number up top there, the 72, now 71, and I can see when that starts reversing and going the other direction. That should be when we've passed the middle point. Oh, it's at 70, 69. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we passed the middle point right there. So that is the middle point. So now what I want to do is go in... I want to go back over here, and I want to go to where we were going to put the elevator and see if I can make the... See, here's the question. Do I want a second elevator or just the one? I probably want to do just like one really nice elevator. So here's what we'll do. We're going to go in through the bridge section over here. And we're going to mine out some of that area, and we're just going to go straight down until we find that little area that we were just digging. So luckily with the Weevil's very tiny size, we should be able to fit through this into where we were going to put our elevator. So I was going to go right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5, 6. So let's head in here. And let's try and go straight down, more or less. It's a little tricky because the Weevil doesn't really handle straight down very well, but if we just use gravity to our advantage, we should be able to do it. So let's just go straight down until we come into contact with that stuff. And then if we want more refineries, we could technically put them there and that'd be fine. All right, at this point, we're like 85 meters into the ground. I don't actually know how deep that was. So let's see if we've passed it, if there's a hole somewhere over here. I don't think we passed it, but I didn't see it, so maybe we didn't go far enough in the other hole. So let's go back out to the other hole and continue from there. All right, so from over here with our iron, let's see how deep this actually gets once we get to about where we were. So we're about 80. Oh, I just smashed something. I can hear it breaking. Yeah, we're about 80 over here. So I should be able to just go a little bit further and find that hole that I was just digging. Yep, there we go, perfect. All right, there's our connection. That's about how deep we want our thing to go. All right, here we go. I want more refineries, and this is where they'll eventually go, in the safety of this underground area, which will then extend to all the way out to the front over there. For now, it's gonna be right here. I suppose I'll eventually need a set of stairs that comes all the way down here too. I mean, this is kind of cool being able to see all the way up through the base. This is a very deep cave, and I kind of like that. Okay, let's head inside this ship, and I want to come back out this way, making a path that extends to where this is going to come out. All right, there we go. There's a tunnel that goes all the way into this bottom layer of the base that we'll eventually work on. We're not working on it today because we do need to get that combat going. So let's head back with the Weevil, which has sustained one little bit of damage. We're gonna get inside the Falcon, and we're gonna get over there to that military installation. Not sure what's waiting for us there. I know that it's gonna have weapons, but I don't know if it's gonna have soldiers. Kind of like the other bases have had. Let's go ahead and land right there. Number 9. Number 8 to go ahead and recharge that battery. And while I'm at it, I'm just gonna go ahead and right-click that and repair that. Grab all the components for it. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's put everything back here. Let's make sure we grab a couple of weapons. So I'd like to grab... Do we have anything in the Falcon, actually? Here, let's real quick do a Falcon check. Let's show this ship only. We have assault cannon. We have 3. We have plenty of ammo. We do have a weapon in there. Yeah, we have a couple more assault cannon shells also. I think we should be good. We do have an S10E pistol, but I'd like to bring with me a couple of med kits. There we go. I'll bring 3. Let's go ahead and bring a MR50E rifle along with a little bit of MR50E rifle ammo. We'll bring 15 shots. And then I guess I'll bring just a standard pistol here as well. Little pea shooter pistol, as well as little pea shooter pistol ammo right here. We'll bring 10 rounds of that. Okay, with that, we should be pretty much ready to go into battle here. Let's make sure our stuff is loaded here. And it looks like it is. So let's head off on our mission. Make sure the main camera goes on there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and disconnect this. We've got full capacity on our tank. So let's head off to where that little enemy base is. Okay, let's make sure we don't actually have our front-facing thrusters anymore, so I'll need to set this up again. So we have a lookout tower right there in the middle of the lake. Maybe we'll hit that on the way back. I'm not terribly interested in that one. I'm not too interested in that one because it's kind of a small thing. Honestly, we could just like get it on the way back and we'd still hit it. But this guy right here, the military installation, that is pretty big. I remember it from the last series. It's a large base to conquer. So, and it's gonna be a fight as well. We're gonna have to make sure that our turrets are on and ready for combat. We'll keep an eye out for anything else that spawns also. Be nice to have a couple more. I'd love a little bit more variety as well in these. Maybe I'll download another mod that adds towers like this or just bases or some sort of interaction that you get on the ground. I don't know. But currently it seems like we're getting a lot of the same thing with those lookout towers and stuff like that. All right, there goes our trade tower. So we have a military installation and 2 security outposts. That's kind of a bit of a fight. I want to check out what we have here. We might have to take these out one by one. And it's entirely possible that the military installation calls in backup. So if it does, I mean, worst case, we can fly into the trade station there if we don't want to be in too much danger. Let's get a little bit lower. So we have that guy right there in front of us. Let's grab our camera and check it out. Yeah, so that's kind of a small thing. But then you see the military installation back there is quite large. So we want to hit these one by one. I'm gonna start by getting kind of close to this guy. Looks like there's a tree right in the way of me being able to see what is in there. So let's kind of move to the side so that we don't have that tree right there. We should be okay. Okay, it's got a turret up top. That shouldn't be too difficult to take out. Now, we remember that usually these things are set at not being able to shoot for a farther distance than me. So let's go ahead and get within... Well, actually, this assault cannon turret might be able to hit it from here. So let's try and outrange it. Let's try and fire a shell right there. There's one. Okay, that actually goes farther than the base. Let's fire another one right here, maybe. See where that hits. Yeah, that does hit the base. Unfortunately, we don't have a crazy amount of assault cannon shells. Fire one right there. That's going to hit the lower part of the base, so let's aim a little bit higher. I don't know how the last one went over it. Maybe right here. Okay, that went off to the side. I think this one won't be as bad though because it's firing with the right side cannon. Okay, we only have a couple more of those shells. We're out of range here. Okay, we have a soldier right there. Let's stay a little bit low because that has assault cannon turrets that could maybe fire at us. Not 100% sure if it can, but we want to be a little bit cautious. Okay, we're gonna switch to this here one more time and we're gonna try and aim at that. There we go. Looks like that was a pretty decent hit on the little cannon up top. And that right there might have been as well. So this can't hit for another couple. Okay, there we go. We've got this firing at it. I'm gonna fire a couple myself. I'm actually gonna turn those off here because I don't know what they're firing at. Looks like we did hit that cannon up top. We gotta be a little cautious of those guys over there. Man, the trees are gonna mess with us a little bit. I would love to have a couple more assault cannon shells for that. It might be worth going back to base to try and get them. Let's move around to the side. I just want to kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. Specifically on this base. This base might not have much more attached to it. Now for these guys, there's one potential thing we could do to go against those assault cannon turrets. I don't think they can aim straight up. So if we get right above them, we can possibly come into range and then snipe them from above. So maybe let's try that with the assault cannon turrets. That's something that won't work on the normal turrets because they can aim straight up, but the assault cannon turrets cannot. So we can maybe try and hit them this way. Okay, we should be relatively above these, and this has 4 assault cannon turrets, which is why this is kind of a deadly encounter to go up against. And if I'm wrong about this and they can't actually aim straight up, that's gonna be a problem. So there's only one thing that would be able to hit us from here, and that would be that guy right there. So what I might do here is I might switch to only using one thing. Don't actually know where that's aiming. Okay, we should be in range here any second. Let's see where that hits. Okay, they can't hit me yet, so this is good. So we're just gonna fire enough to take out this machine gun turret. Requesting assistance. We gotta keep an eye on our scanners here to see if anything starts coming in to assist them. There we go. Okay, there's that turret dealt with. So now all we have to do is come in very slowly for these guys, and they should not be able to shoot me at all. Now, they do have one other thing that should be able to shoot me, and I think that's going to be an interior turret somewhere here. But these guys, on the other hand, will not be able to shoot me. And I'll prove that by going out low enough that they would be able to shoot me within their... Oh, shoot. Actually, I got to be a little careful. I got to be a little careful because this guy can also shoot me right there. So let's real quick switch to targeting this guy. And I'm going to fire at that turret so that nothing can hit me. So let's aim it right at that guy. I'm gonna aim up just a little bit. Don't think we're in range there. There we go. We were able to hit that. Okay, back to our main target right here. I'm gonna get close enough that they would be able to shoot me, and I'll show you that they can't. They shouldn't be able to shoot me. So I'm pretty sure they only have a range of 600, right? Because they set them to 600. Yeah, see? They cannot aim high enough to shoot me. That one right there is trying, but they can't. So we're just gonna take them out one by one, and this is probably the easiest way to do this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Never mind, I may have been wrong. Well, at least they're not set to target at more than 600 usually for some reason. I guess let's go ahead and launch some volleys at these guys. There we go, he's down. Let's switch to this next one over here. They're trying to aim up at me, but I don't think they can aim high enough. Another volley. He should be down right after that one. Oh, we miscounted. There we go. Let's get this one over here. And he should be down. Maybe? Nope. Couple more. There we go. And finally, one more right there. And that's going to be all of the assault cannon turrets. Now, I do see some soldiers running around there, so that we are going to have some combat there to deal with. There we go. He's down as well. Okay, so I think there is another anti-personnel turret in there somewhere. I'm not entirely sure, but if I remember correctly, they do have some anti-personnel turrets. So let's go ahead and go back to a position to attack this one right here. I don't know if there are any more turrets in there. I could turn on my weapons, but I don't know. We're just gonna move in slowly on this guy, just to see if they have any tiny turrets. That might be one. Yeah, that's one right there. Let's go ahead and switch to that. There we go, he's down. And if there was one there, there's probably gonna be one here as well. Let's move in a little closer. Yep, there's one right there. Ow. Okay, he's down. And if there was one there, there's probably gonna be one over here as well, unless we've dealt with it already. Whoa, okay, there's the base attacking us. Let's fire at that guy. That's what I was afraid of, that there was maybe one more of those guys there. There we go, he's down. There might be another one somewhere. I don't think anything's shooting at us, but let's deal with this one here real quick. It looks like they did do a little bit of damage to me. Yep. Ow. All right, that should be this base dealt with. Let's get low enough that we can land in here, and let's actually clear this base to make sure it's fully dealt with at this point. Don't think there are any more turrets unless there's one kind of on the bottom somewhere. It's entirely yeah, well, there's a soldier there, so we're gonna have to hop out and shoot him. I don't know if something just attacked me. Something is shooting. What is shooting? It's in there somewhere. I actually cannot see it. Oh, it's that. Okay. Let's go ahead and lock you. And let's aim maybe right there. A little bit more. I should probably be dodging these shots. He should hit. Maybe a little higher? There we go. He's down. Anyone else? Is there no one else? Okay. Now let's get into this base and actually see what it's dealing with. So, reminder, we do have a... we do have to watch out for... and we might have to watch out for a jetpack inhibitor field, actually, on that guy. This guy wouldn't have one, but that might. I don't actually know. There's only one way to find out, and that's going to be to hop out. Oh, yep. They do have an inhibitor field. Okay, well, I guess that means we're going to be taking on that guy from the ship. Because once you've hopped out, it seems like they start to actually target you. Okay, so inhibitor field. We're gonna have to find... what is shooting at me? There's another one of those guys shooting at me. Okay, well, anyway, we're getting a little bit low on our... yeah, there's more soldiers in here. We're getting a little bit low on hydrogen. Let's go down a little bit lower here. We're just gonna get a nice angle for this guy. And let's fire at him. There we go. You gotta be careful, man. They're doing a lot of damage to these guys. Personnel suppression field. Thank you. Okay. I love when they make it easy to find it. Let's switch everything on. All right, personnel suppression field is down. Okay, so these guys, I would like to fight by hand because I like fighting them by hand better. It's more fun for me, even though it's a little bit more dangerous. So let's hop out here, get our weapon, and we're gonna... where are you? I don't know where that guy... oh, up there. Well, that's not fair if you can fly. Uh-oh. Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. It's not fair if they can fly.
Critical. You'll low.
Okay, unfortunately they have a jetpack suppression field, which means I'm gonna have to kind of march my way in there. I'll bunny hop a little bit to make it a little faster, but yeah, we're gonna have to walk our way in there. But luckily we know that the soldiers kind of hide after we've been killed. Once there's no more threat, they kind of run back and hide. So we should be good to move in on this base here and at least collect our stuff. Hopefully we don't get shot by an interior turret. But there might be another one on this security outpost here. Yeah, okay, hand drills have been disabled. Don't know about jetpacks. But this base should be cleared, mostly. I think there's still a soldier in there, but he should be sitting at his seat as we walk on by. There might also be an interior turret on the inside, but I don't think that will affect us. And then finally, there might be an interior turret on the base beyond this one that we have to worry about. Yeah, please don't have an interior turret that's gonna shoot at me. It might be good. Okay, let's move in on this guy. Yeah, I definitely underestimated them when I hopped out of the thing. When I hopped out of the vehicle. He was flying right above me and I didn't even see him. But anyways, it looked like we're able to get our stuff here. We have our hand drill inhibitor field. I don't know if they even have a jetpack inhibitor field on this guy. But let's hop in here, grab all of our stuff. I don't know why we brought our paint cans with us or our money, but that's just what we did. So, okay. Make sure we have our weapon. I'm gonna reload my secondary. I'm sorry, reloaded. And let's move in on this side. So we should be able to actually get into the base this way, but it's entirely possible that there is another interior turret somewhere. So we gotta be careful. And unfortunately, it could be kind of hidden in there. Now, I don't think there are very many seats on this, and the way that the soldiers work is that they spawn on seats. So there could be a seat in there, and there's probably one in there. So if I damage the grid here, gotta keep an eye out. See if they, yep, there's one. Oh man, there's another one right there. As I suspected. Oh, there's another one. Hey, you had to reload. Okay, I'm reloading now. Hopefully there's not another one. There is another one. He's down. Only 3? I don't know that there's another interior turret in here. But I need to be cautious of that. So let's move to this side here. If there's an interior turret, it might be in here or in here. Ooh, okay, here we go. What are you? Medical room, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and break this. And this. Ooh, I like this. A gravity generator. That gives us the gravity components, which are extremely valuable here. Let's go ahead and break through this door. Hack this guy.
Inventory full.
Well, let's see what's in here at least. Ooh, an MR8P, nice. I would be using the MR8P, but unfortunately, I don't think that the weapon damage works as you would expect. So I'm using this right now because it seems like most of the bullets do a relatively similar amount of damage to soldiers. So I tried using the MR8P once, and it didn't, you know, it got me killed because I couldn't fire as many shots as them. And yeah, it's not like it one-shots them or anything, which you would kind of expect it to. Let's grab this stuff. And I think there should be another set of stuff there. Nice. Okay, I think the base, well, some of this still says access denied. So is there anything else I need to hack? Oh, the med room.
Inventory full.
And then anything else? Or are you good? Okay, yes, this now belongs to us. Let's go ahead and check some of these things, some freights, see if any of this stuff has any goodies for us. Ooh, that one actually has 311 money. We like money. A little bit more money. What about over here? Nothing, nothing. What's really good though is we now have these containers with ammo boxes and stuff. This one I think we completely shredded, but we should have one over here on this side. Nothing in that one. And then one over here also with a little bit more ammo. All right, well that's this base now conquered. So what we can do is we can move on to the final one over there, and maybe I'll take that one out by foot. It is, I mean, it should have 2 more weapons, like turrets, but if we approach from this side, they shouldn't be able to see us. And we can kind of manipulate the dude that comes out here by shooting this a little bit. Giving him a second. It's gonna come investigate. There we go. All right. Let's be a little cautious as we move into this, because it should have, no, we destroyed that one. It should have one more turret right there. Might be able to hit it without it hitting me. There we go, it's down. It might have one more in there. Nope, I guess not. Okay, this base is taken. Oh my gosh. Man. Okay, this base is taken over as well. Let's go ahead and hack it. So we've got our, what is this? Remote control block. All right, very nice. This base is now ours. Perfect. And it didn't come with anything inside there. Actually, it came with a little bit of Gatling ammo, which is really good. I do like getting Gatling ammo. Okay, so we got this base over here. We got that base over there. And finally, there should just be this one base right here. So let's go ahead and switch to our weapon. We'll do our same technique where we kind of attract the guy out of the base here. He might be sitting, no, did we already get him? We might have already gotten him. He's not here anymore. Okay, well, let's go ahead and remove this. And we'll remove that one as well. And we should now have the base. Some cobalt, some nickel, some silicon. Can't complain, that's some good stuff. All right, very nice. So we now have 3 new bases that we were able to conquer. They tried to call for help, as we saw with their little beacon, but no one came to help them. And unfortunately, with the flaw due to their base, they couldn't shoot farther than 600 meters, like all of their bases. And also, they couldn't shoot straight up, which is another big flaw. But anyways, there we go. Very good stuff. I want to check this stuff to see if we have anything in here as well. By the way, keen observers will recognize this base as the base that we eventually turned into the Pamazon Distribution Center in the last series. We turned this from a refinery processing center to I think it was like 10 refinery processing center, complete with a bunch of ice containers and a bunch of landing pads for PAM ships. So this was the base that we eventually turned into that. I think on episode 3 we conquered a base like this in that series. So yeah, we've got another one. This one, unfortunately, we're not going to keep. We're just going to grind down and use for parts, which we can do now. Actually, now that we have this base conquered, we can go ahead and bring over the Kangaroo along with the wildebeest. So let's go ahead and fly back over to our base, and we'll be right back over here. All right, back at the base. I want to real quick put a couple of things away, and then we can continue on our mission here. So this stuff I would like to drop off. The money, I can drop off the paint gun as well as the paint chemicals. This gun, the med kit, which I definitely could have used, by the way, in that fight. We'll go ahead and grab 2 of those and deposit that one, and we'll deposit these non-professional tools. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and refill my health there, and we're gonna go ahead and modify the wildebeest. So in our inventory here, we're gonna go, anything that's in the welder, we're gonna go ahead and put in the base storage, so that we're basically running an empty ship. And then what I would like to do is on the front here, I would like to remove all of my little welder pieces, and we're gonna replace them with grinder pieces. So just for today, and maybe for tomorrow, the wildebeest has become the grindabeest. And we like the grindabeest. The grindabeest does make short work of bases that we wanna get rid of. Okay, there we go. So there is our new grindabeest, as it were. Let's go ahead and unlock it here and fly it over to the Kangaroo. We're gonna be taking the Kangaroo over because the wildebeest can only take 1 trip of materials, whereas the Kangaroo can take many. So, wildebeest, you're gonna go right here. We'll lock you on that front one, I'm thinking. There we go. Let's go ahead and press number 7. And we should be good to, why did you guys not turn off? Oh, you know what? Some of these are probably not in the group. So welder thrusters, and let's make sure to grab all of these thrusters. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Now everything's turned off. All right, let's head back over to the cockpit and let's get moving. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and unlock our Kangaroo. Okay, I should have turned this stuff on, actually. Let's turn on our thrusters. Let's turn on those ones as well. Let's go ahead and fly up, and what I want to do now is go into here and hit this button to pull that back in. Perfect. Let's go ahead and turn off our hydrogen thrusters because we don't need them. There we go. But that's a good reminder that I do, in fact, need to need to make sure that everything's on before I disconnect this guy. Okay, let's fly on over to our base area. We've got plenty of power. We should be able to make it just fine on our way there. If we want to go a little faster, we can turn on our hydrogen thrust. Really give it the boost there. I'll go ahead and turn that off. We don't want to end up using all of our hydrogen. All right, we're well on our way. In fact, it's a large ship, so we can even get in or get out and like walk around if we want to. We have a lookout tower over there. I should be able to just like hop on here as well and walk around. We have a couple sparks coming from the wildebeest, or the grindabeest as it were, but that's okay for now. I like this. This is cool. Just being able to walk around your ship as it flies. Do some repairs if I need to. What do we have over there? Independent contractors. Parallax military installation between our base and that's crazy. That is insanely close to our base. We're gonna have to watch out for that guy. As we crest this mountain, we're gonna have to adjust our heading here. So we're heading down a little bit and into this valley. But there we go. All right, man, this is a fun episode. We're getting a lot done here with materials and stuff. We're gonna be able to come back with quite a new load of materials. I wonder what those ores are. Did I actually check what those are earlier? I don't remember. Let's head back down here. We're getting a little close, so let's turn on our thrusters. I'm actually gonna turn on our hydrogens as well to help slow us down. So we are going quite fast here. So let's get ourselves slowed down. In fact, if I really want to slow down, I can do something like that, and that'll slow us down really quickly. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off our hydrogens and start heading down to the ground. I think I'm gonna land this guy kind of next to the large base, and then I'll just do little fly missions to the smaller bases, and that should be okay. This is the Kangaroo recollection vehicle, the scavenger, coming in for landing. We have the Falcon down there, let's not forget. Luckily with the Kangaroo, we can bring the Falcon back in the second port that we have, because we have 2 ports over here with this thing. Currently in the configuration that the wildebeest is parked, it can't support a second vehicle, but we can park it sideways too, which is good. So let's go ahead. What I'm gonna do here is I planned for this. Let's go ahead and go to this side. Let's press number 6 to lower that. And let's come down for a landing. Once we get close enough, we'll be able to press number 7, and that will be us landed. There we go. And we should be good now. Ship is moving a tiny bit, but that should be okay. All right, let's get inside the wildebeest and head on out for a welding mission. We'll start with the smaller bases, I think. So let's go ahead and disconnect this, fly up, and let's move on over to this first tiny base right over here. I actually wonder if I'll be able to grab hydrogen from the Kangaroo. I think I should be if we're on stockpile, right? Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on how full our ship gets, but it should have no problem eating this entire base. This is a relatively small base, and I don't think it's made of heavy armor. You know what would actually go very nicely on a ship like this? Is a collector. I don't know that it can fit nicely because it's quite large, but it would be a cool idea. All right, that's most of this one right here. We still have an inhibitor field disabling our hand drills, not that we need to use them, but this has some materials that we need to grab. Okay, ice. I guess I can grab, well, that's not that much ice. I should be able to grab that in a couple of trips. Ooh, we got a little bit of silicon in here too. Okay, no worries. We can go ahead and take that stuff back as well. We did need silicon actually on the base, so that's a good find, having a little bit of silicon here. We're still gonna need to go to Silicon Valley for a proper load of silicon, but this will be a good amount in the interim. Alrighty, I think we should have gotten everything here. There might be a couple more things, but oh, yep, there's one thing over here, and it looked like there was a little bit of scrap metal that I ran over there just a second ago. Oh, yep, some right here and some right here. But anything else should be destroyed by the trash collector, so that's good. Let's go ahead and hop back inside the wildebeest. Ooh, what are you? Of course, it's disabled our drill, so I can't actually see what you are. Wow. Okay, well, we'll have to go and destroy that and go see what that is. Let's go for the next smaller base over here. I wanna get both of the smaller bases taken care of so that we only have the one larger outpost that we have to worry about. Okay, here's our other small security outpost, so let's get to work on this one. Shouldn't take too long. We'll make quick work of it with the Grind-a-Beast. I'll tell you what, the wildebeest has range. This guy has been going this entire time, and it's still not even halfway through its hydrogen. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm using the hand tool for this bit because it's a little bit harder to get this as it's a little closer to the ground. But, I mean, it really did make quick work of that base. All right, last bit of stuff from this base, and there we are. We have a couple things right here. What are you? Just a little bit of ice, and I don't mind if I do. I'll take that. Okay, is there anything else that I missed in this one? I don't think so. Just a little bit of scrap metal, but that's okay. Let's head on over to the main base. I highly doubt I can do all this in one run, especially because we're about half full of our on our cargo containers on this guy. But I mean, we've made it a lot farther than I thought we did, being able to grind down 2 complete security installations. So these guys, I think I am gonna try and min-max these a little bit to try and get their ammo. So in order to do that, well, first of all, I need to deposit the scrap metal that it gave me. There we go. Let's see if it gives me more scrap metal. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna right-click you and see if I have the components on you. And we're trying to do this because if we just build it up normally, it'll get rid of all the ammo. Please don't shoot me. Okay, yeah, it'll get rid of all the ammo. But if we do it like this, it won't. And now we can get rid of it without having to worry about that ammo. And I'm gonna have to do this to each of these guys as well. Ooh, what are you? It's another one of these research points. Very nice. We've acquired a research point. I'm also gonna deforest a little bit because I'm tired of this tree being in the way. Same with this one. It's a little bit strange that they allowed a tree in the middle of their base. I think it was their greatest security flaw, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest. So there we go. Okay, we could min-max this if we want to grab their items. Let's try it, actually. Yep, perfect. Okay, make sure we turn it off so it doesn't try and grab the ammo that we take out of it. Let's go ahead and grab all that ammo. And I'll go ahead and put that directly on board this guy. All right, with that done, let's start grabbing everything that we can. I will have to go back for a recharge here in a second because as we get heavier on this ship, it starts to use more and more hydrogen as it has to keep it afloat, and it's heavier to actually do so. So we will have to go back for a charge in a second. But before we do that, we can get most of this base done. I don't know if this is all heavy armor or light armor. Let's do a check. Light armor, half light armor. What about you? Light armor. Yeah, it's all light armor. Okay. That makes sense. Building a base out of heavy armor seems a little bit overkill, if I may say so myself. What am I crashing into? Oh, this. Look at that, grinding down 10 blocks at once. Not bad. That's why I like the wildebeest, aka the Grind-a-Beast. because it can do a huge line of items like it's nothing. Every other welder I've had has been able to do 3 and sometimes 4 if you really min-max it, but this can do 5. And I really like that. I am gonna grind down this stuff, although I do know that some of this has stuff in it that is gonna drop down. All right, with only 19% hydrogen left, it's probably about time to recharge at the Kangaroo. So let's go ahead and load the wildebeest back up on here for a second. We're gonna turn back on to recharge mode. And we should have plenty of hydrogen on board the Kangaroo to recharge the wildebeest here. Let's go ahead and lock that once we have the prompt here. There we go, proxy. Press number 7. And yes, perfect. It is charging up pretty quickly. All right, not bad. I mean, we got most of this base. I mean, not most of, but we got like a good chunk of this base straight down the middle done. We got everything done over there. Did we even get the drill inhibitor? No, it's somewhere over here. I don't know where. And it technically belongs to us. So we could probably turn it off. Actually don't know where it is. I would think it'd be like in the wall somewhere, because usually that's where I found them. That one was right there. Oh yeah, okay, the drill inhibitor's right here.
Inventory full.
Go ahead and hack it there and give this stuff to this ship. And what I wanted to see real quick is what was that ore that was over here? We had a little ore. And that's gonna be silicon. Okay, not bad. I don't know what I was expecting. And this is good. So let's go ahead and disconnect the ship again. And oh, look how light we are. Oh, it feels so good to be so light. Okay, let's go and start grinding again. We should be able to get the entire rest of the thing done with everything that's here. Ow. That's not good. Go ahead and grind that piece right there. What did I break? Oh, the entire back of the ship? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, just it's okay. I think we broke one of our hydrogen engines. Hydrogen tanks, rather. Let's go ahead and get this hydrogen tank built up again. Shouldn't be too hard because we have a bunch of components on board the Kangaroo here. So let's get this guy at least able to fly. There we go. So it should be able to fly now. Yep, it can fly away into a better area. It does not have a lot of thrusters on some sides, which is worrying. Let's let it hover here for a second. Make sure it's not actually moving. And we need to... What was there? I don't remember what went there. That might have been a cargo container. Oh yeah, that was a cargo container. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done a significant amount of damage to our wildebeest. That is a crazy amount of damage just from one of those things exploding. I gotta keep that in mind, that those things are deadly. Oh, we have a Reaver coming in. Yeah, Reaver Berserker. Okay, we're gonna be fighting that at this base, which is a little awkward. I need to land this guy because he's not gonna survive this fight if it gets targeted. Now, what we can do, luckily we have the Kangaroo here. Let's turn you off. We have the Kangaroo here, which has some weapons on it, and we also have what remains of this ship here. So let's go ahead and turn on our dampeners, turn on our turrets, and get ready for this combat encounter here. It's coming straight above us. Ooh, I don't like that. Well, we're gonna stay down here. Let's not go too high, because we don't have a lot of hydrogen. So we're gonna stay down at this level here. There we go, he's coming into combat. He's firing. Oh man, he's coming in fast. Holy crap, that guy was coming in hot. I think he just crashed into the ground. That was probably what that lag spike was. Yeah, wow, he came in like a missile. That was crazy. What did he expect to happen there? Did he forget we're in the planet? That was insane. Okay, well luckily, we actually survived that. It looked like we very easily could have not survived if we had gone straight for him. That's like, way back in the day, I used to play, where did this guy land? Over here. Way back in the day, I used to play a game called WW2 Fighters on the PC. It's kind of like a predecessor, oh, what the heck? It has a railgun? It's kind of like a predecessor to War Thunder, if you can imagine that. And one of the things I used to hate, it's basically a dogfighting game for airplanes. One of the things I used to hate is going against planes where you had to kind of go nose to nose to them. And you know, before you're in the dogfight mode where you're going around in circles, you just go straight at each other and fire. And every time I did that, I would die. It didn't matter. Sometimes I would kill them, but I would always die. So that's one thing I've learned, that the head-to-head shooting is not a good way to take out another fighter. Or it's a good way to take out another fighter, but it's a good way to take out yourself too. Okay, This guy is in no shape to actually be grinding stuff down, but I don't feel like grinding this all down by hand, so here we are. Let's go and do this. Grind a beast. Do your worst. It's actually very nice. We have a railgun there that we could potentially use. Okay, and just like that, the Reaver is no more. Got some remnants in here. I can maybe grab some ammo from him. But all these blocks right here, I'll try and grind them down, I suppose. A little bit of ice. We don't need ice right now, so I'm fine letting that stuff just sit there.
Inventory.
Now that right there is very nice because we can go and use that directly for our damaged blocks. All right, just using the blocks from the Reaver there, we're able to get a lot of our ship built up. Let's see if we can get this built up even. I think we might be able to. Yeah, wow. We're able to get quite a bit of that built up just from stuff right here. Now, I don't know that our ship is going to want to fly here for too long. We have something still damaged here. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's on fire. Is it that? Oh, our O2H2 generator. Can we get that built? Yes, we can. Perfect. That's some of the fire quelled. But we're definitely going to want to get it in the welding machine later. Make sure some of this other stuff is welded. I'm going to fix up that as well, just in case. And why not? We'll fix up our light while we're at it. More ice. I'm not interested. And I think those things will get trash collected, and anything else out here. I think these are just blocks. We'll let that get trash collected as well. What are you? Ooh, just ice. Okay. All right, let's head back to our thing and continue grinding this stuff down. We only have 20% hydrogen, so we're gonna need to go and re-hydrogen up. There we go. As a damaged wildebeest, we're gonna come in for landing here, refill our hydrogen, and get back to work. I think that assault cannon turret might have fired. Oh no, it's turned off. Never mind, it probably didn't fire. There we go. Let's let that fill up real quick while we, I guess, get a little bit of this stuff by hand. Like you, for instance.
Inventory.
Oh, I guess it's not gonna let us get that much. All right, hydrogen has been acquired. Let's go ahead and press number 7, lift off, and let's get a little bit more of this base. Hopefully the entire thing, actually. So let's get in here with this and start grinding down some of this stuff. Now there was a box of materials off to the side there that I'd like to grab a little bit from, so we'll make our way over there. All right, I think that's all the base that I want to go ahead and remove. Got a little bit of this stuff right there. A couple blocks right here, maybe. I'm gonna leave a nice little lounge area for it. I don't think there's anything in these that I want to take either. Okay, that's pretty good. I think we've gotten most of the stuff here, and we're just gonna leave that as like a little base, just in case. Actually, you know what? Do we really want to leave this? I think maybe let's just grind this down. I don't really care about having a little hydrogen pit stop. Let's just grind everything down. Grind everything. Get rid of it so new stuff can spawn. If we need hydrogen, we'll just go and find some in like in the ice area. We'll just go grab a bunch of ice and grab hydrogen that way. And there we go. I think that is everything. So let's hop out here real quick. Let's, I think this is just ice, and I'm not interested in taking ice right now. There might be some scrap metal around, but honestly, I think we're pretty good. We'll grab this stuff, but I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for it. Let's head on back over to the Kangaroo. Let's get the other ship loaded up. So we'll get both the wildebeest and the whatchamacallit, the Falcon loaded up onto this guy. Then we should be good to go. This might actually be tricky. Yeah, it is a little tricky. What I could do here, let's do this first. See, the Falcon is really nice because it can store 2 ships, but for a ship that can store 2 ships, it can really only store 1 comfortably, and then the other 2, it's a little tricky. So here's what we might do. Let's grab the Falcon. Let's fly it up a little bit to like here or something. And what we'll do for the Falcon is we're gonna give it a little landing gear so it can lock onto one of these things. So let's go for land. Actually, we'll use mag plate. I usually prefer a mag plate over a landing gear. It looks a little smoother. So let's go ahead and build that up. Okay, there we go. Now the Falcon has a nice little mag plate. And we can go ahead and stick it on, maybe we'll just stick it on the top right here. We just need to make sure that we turn off the thrusters so it doesn't mess with us. So let's go ahead and press number 6 to turn all those off. Now that the thrusters are off, let's make sure these ones are off. I don't think all of these ones are off, so let's go ahead and press number 7. take you up here for a second. Let's go to our thrusters. Grab all of our thrusters, and we're just going to control click any of these that aren't selected and press save. And now they should be all there. So let's press number 7 to lock that, and we should be good to go. All right, here's the moment of truth. Can the Kangaroo lift all this stuff and bring it home? Let's go ahead and press number let's press number 7. And let's press number 6 to remove that. And despite recharging the wildebeest 2 times, we still have 86% hydrogen. That's pretty good. All right, we're not going to actually stop by the trade tower. I think we're just going to compile the gravity components we have together until we have enough to actually buy something reasonable. Because what we want from the trade tower there are some of those upgrades, and we currently can't afford it, even with all the gravity components that we've collected here. So let's go ahead and fly back to our main base, and that's probably going to end the episode once we get back there. We have to be a little careful because they did spawn a military contractor thing right in the middle of this area. Oh, hang on, we're going a little too fast into this mountain here. Let's aim up a tiny bit so we don't crash into it. But yeah, they spawned that guy right there, which is a little worrying. That, by the way, the military installation, that is, I believe that's what we just took over. So they've spawned a second one in there. Maybe they're like, hey, he's taking over that one. Ah! Oh, what the heck? What is that? What happened? Oh no! Uh-oh. We're going down. We're going down. Hydrogen thrusters turn on. What just happened? I think our Falcon just got eliminated. I don't know how it did. You know what? I bet you the turret turned to aim in a certain direction and it just launched the Falcon. Oh man, well that's the end of the Falcon for now. We'll be able to luckily rebuild one at the base because we have the blueprint for it, but wow. Wow, I cannot believe that it just ate half the ship. Okay, that's good to know. Do not connect your ships next to a turret. I think that's what happened. I was in first person, so I didn't see exactly what happened. But that seems about what it was. Okay, what a good way to end this episode on just a very explosive ending. Look at that. The entire area is just a hole. That's crazy. You know what it could be as well? I think one of our hydrogen tanks exploded as well. So it could have something to do with that. All right, we are coming in for landing. I've got Buzz on radar there. Let's go ahead and bring our landing connector thing down right there. And let's come in for a landing over here. Let's make sure we're level. That would probably be a good thing. And let's make sure we kind of line up with the center there. Okay, I don't want to land on Buzz. That would be not great. Luckily, I don't think we'll have to. Let's go ahead and come in a little bit closer. Down, a little bit further back actually. Down some more. Okay, we're destroying stuff. That's fine. It does happen from time to time. Let's go ahead and press number 9 there. Turn off our thrusters. So number 5, turn off. Number 6, turn off. Number 7, recharge. Number 8, recharge. And we're good. Okay. Wow. Yeah, so there's the hole that one of our guys caused. I guess either between episodes or next episode, we've got this to do in addition to building the elevator. So we have at least a little bit to look forward to, but that is where we're going to be ending that episode. If you guys know what happened to this thing, let me know. We did park the Falcon right next to the turret. So what I think happened is the turret went to aim and it clipped the Falcon and caused some clang and basically sent this thing just straight down into the ship. But if you guys have any ideas of what might have happened, please let me know. I'm gonna steal this stuff too because we like ammo. And there's a little bit of Falcon that survived as well. But anyways, if you guys did like this episode, please go ahead and hit the like button, put your comments and your suggestions down below in the comments section. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel and get notifications for when videos come out and stuff like that, I urge you to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you'd like to become a YouTube member or a patron, please click the link below in the description. You can get your name in the end credits, early access to videos, and in some cases, you can even get a shout out at the end of the video. So the shout outs for this video are gonna be Colin Graves, Isbin Morales, and Tyler Hedstrom. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you everyone for your support as you watch these videos. It really does mean a lot. But the sun is setting on the world, and the sun is setting on this video as well. So with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival.